Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Yeah, I'm a witness for the Lord. I'm gonna sing these crazy praises till I'm gone.
What's going on, Alpha Raiders? James Nguyen here with the Alpha Red Comic Channel. I'm pushing the buttons. Let me hit our mood music, and then you get an applause for being there. I assume it's Brother Patrick Daniel in the house. He made the first comment, so I assume that's you. No spoilers. No spoilers, he says. I haven't seen the movie yet. Well, I have. Good sir. Where's my proof? I knew it. It's like, I'm going to keep it close. I got proof. Right here that I saw it. I actually saw it on Thursday evening, late afternoon. Took an hour off early. Look at that. This is some kind of hollow foil thing. Can you see that? So that was cool. My daughter came with me, but she came out of work a little bit later than I was hoping. And I knew that I wanted to miss the trailers because the trailers are so bad nowadays for movies that I have no interest in seeing. So I was planning on missing the trailers anyway, but she got there a little bit later. And so I missed probably the first 10 minutes of the movie. And I assume that's where some of the parts of the trailer are, where he's the homage covers, or the homages to some of the Spider-Man covers were shown, where he's embracing the Spider-Man work. Then he gets the key to the city and all that stuff. I assume that all those things happen in the first 10 minutes because I came in and it was the scene that you see in the trailer where they're doing the tank thing and he meets up with Punisher. So it is what it is. So I'll just have to go see it again. I was trying to recruit my son to go see it with me, but he's busy. My other son is away with his friends, so sometime this week. You say no, but I say maybe. I've heard that it's pretty good, though. It is. I can confirm, sir. It is worth the trip to the theater to see Spider-Man. Brand new day. Nice. Looks cool, he says. So, Patrick Dink, since you are the first one here, you get to vote whether or not I use the cover you see here, which is not the real cover. I mean, this is like, I don't know why it looks like this, to be honest, because that's not what I have under the thing. But since it is here, this is one of the possibilities. So I just printed out on a cardstock, a red cardstock thing, the same size as a cover. So I could draw it on this red cover, or I picked up a sketch cover this week. Let me see if I do this here, if it will change. Come on, let's work the magic. And let's remove this and then go back. That's not what's on the camera. Let me get all the way out of here because that's frozen. That is frozen. Let's pull that all the way down. It doesn't want to play. So I did pick up a sketch cover, and as I was looking through it, so I thought that this, why is it not? There we go. This is the other cover. This is so this is what I picked up this week. It's Queen in Black, and as I was waiting for the 8 o'clock to roll around, I flipped through it, and so I understood that it was Helena, I think is her name, Thor's sister. So that's who I thought it was. But as you can see right on the cover, Spider-Man is actually in here. So I might just use this sketch cover as the thing to draw on. because I think I could sell this before I could sell just a cardstock, no comic thing. So what do you think, Patrick Daniel? What should I go with, the red thing where I printed out Brand New Day on it, or should I use the actual a variant cover to Queen in Black that has Spider-Man in it all throughout it? So as I'm talking about it, I'm going to go for the sketch cover, is what Patrick Daniel says. We are in simpatico or whatever. We are of the same mind, sir, because that is what would sell. So we are going to do it. We are going to do it. So I was all prepared to use that red cover. Spent too much time making it, to be honest with you. I want a different pencil now. Now that I'm drawing on the white thing, I want to give myself a little bit more. Looking for something with a harder lead so that the image comes up a little softer. Here it is. I believe this is my 4H. It says 4H. No, this is a 2B. 2B continued is what that is. I need a 4H. Can I get a 4H? Can I get a 4H? How was your week, Patrick Daniel? Got good news about Alpha Red number 9. Good news. I don't know if you guys saw on my Facebook page. I guess I gotta just do it with just a soft leaded pencil. But I am down to the 2 different covers that I need to choose from for the cover of Alpha Red number 9. So I'm going to get both of them covered. It was a fairly popular post, and I was actually surprised at which cover most people wanted. Pretty sure one of these mechanical pencils is less dark. So we're gonna pull this guy out. Yep, I believe it's this guy who's not quite as dark. But not only do I have, there we go. And I'm gonna do, let me see, where's it at? I'm gonna try to use the Brand New Day chest thing. I wasn't crazy about the suit. I do like that it's a cloth suit, or mostly cloth suit, but the design of the suit, this is the part I didn't like, was how low the red went. Like in my mind, the suit, Ditko's original design suit, it comes up like partway through the pectoral. That is actually what influenced, part of the influence of Alpha Red. When I designed Alpha Red and I took influence to do it, I do halfway up this pec and then I curve in like this to give it the design element. And that's intentional, where I put the cut in the pectoral design, and then where it comes up part way on the shoulder, that comes directly from Spider-Man's suit. And so in the movie, the suit thing, it's not even quite, I don't see any of the pec down here. It comes all the way down, as far as I remember, in the movie, which was slightly disappointing. But I do like the spider design on the cover. I mean, on the front of his suit. So if I can manage to come up with a pose that is a little bit more, I don't know, shows the chest a little bit, I will try to make it the Brand New Day movie chest thing. So it's really hard to get like a Spidey pose that is comic dynamic versus what is more realistically portrayed in the movie. In the movie. Brother Banff in the house. My Spidey senses, they're tingling. Brother Funk says, what's up, peoples? Patrick Daniels says, it's been good so far. Great. About your week. I asked him how his week has been. So no spoilers. But anybody new between Banff and Brother Funk, go see Brand New Day, Spider-Man Brand New Day. Many are calling it the best one. Do you agree or do you disagree? I will reserve my opinion till later. I did like it. It's good. But is it actually the best? Is it? See, I want to use all the space, and this stupid insignia, they might as well make the whole front cover the logo, because you're not leaving us with a whole lot of room here. So let's see what I can do. If I can do a little workaround, maybe throw his finger up in here to Bam says, I have to find out at some point in time. Ha ha ha. Not quite ready to join the crowd. I've had other friends mention on our message board that they can't get tickets to see Spider-Man. So my theater was pretty full, but there were 2 seats next to me that were empty. I was on the end. With my daughter was on the end actually, and I was next to her. But when I was ordering the seats last Sunday, those seats were taken. And actually when I checked again during the week, actually the morning of, it did show that those seats were still taken. So I don't know why nobody was sitting there. I was glad that nobody was sitting there, to be honest. But I was watching the Comics Aficionados with Thinking Critical, and Aaron Sparrow said he was scheduled to go see it with somebody, had tickets, and then they canceled on him, and he couldn't find anybody to go with him, and so he didn't go. So I was like, what? So maybe that was the case where he was going to go. The people next to me were going to go, but then they opted not to go because of reasons. But yeah, I can say that it was a good time. It was a good time. It was well done. Anybody else want to weigh in? All right. And do we know why this Queen in Black, which looks like the Queen herself, is Thor's sister? I assume that's Thor's sister because I don't know her in the comic. I only know the Helena from the Thor Ragnarok movie. So, and that's who it looks like. So tell me if I am wrong and tell me what I don't know when it comes to her connection with Spider-Man. So I knew that I was going to hear too many spoilers. Too many spoilers if I didn't watch it early. And sure enough, like I watched everybody that I normally watch is giving spoilers. Like they have a spoiler version of their thing and they get into the nitty gritty. The one guy was like every detail. I was like, man, did he have a notebook? Was he actually able to enjoy the movie? Because he had the breakdown of all kinds of characters, all kinds of everything. I was just like, bro, take it easy. Spilling the beans about it all. All right. So why is Helena have a spider? Let me see if we can glean some information. Do they call her Helena? Because this is Norse god of war. So it is who I think it is. I just don't know how she is connected. I guess the symbiotes are alien. Yeah, we know that. But does that mean they're connected to the gods? The gods. But it is her. It is the same. One in the same. All right. What do you guys think? Go straight in for the colors again? Because that's what we're going to do. We're going to color this bad boy. Actually, let's do some type pencils before I mess it all up. I was debating. I was like 50-50 on getting this sketch cover because my local comic shop, as they were doing their like weekly preview, like trying to entice people to come down and shop, they were saying that this came in and so I was debating all week because I didn't go until Saturday to pick it up. Did not go until Saturday. And I was thinking about it. I was like, I need a new sketch cover to do for tonight, for Sunday night. And I said, I don't know anything about Helena. So I decided against it. And as I was checking out, one of the guys was like, do you want this one? I was like, sure. So persuadable. I am like, so I'm a insurance salesman, but I can be sold. You know, you put it in my hand, it's hard to let it go. And he was shoving all kinds of things in my hand. I was like, no. I had to, nope, on a lot of stuff. And you guys have to stick around. If you haven't hit the like button yet, please hit that like button. If you are watching this on the rewind after the live, please consider subscribing. Hit that like button. But stick around because I have a trailer to Alpha Red number 9. Because the great news is Alpha Red number 9 is complete. The artwork is, anyway. The artwork is complete. I have it ready. It is more than 50% colored. And that's thanks to you guys who support me by buying these sketch covers. And thanks to all the people at the comic conventions that buy Alpha Red. So this is the part I don't like about the suit. What I was talking about earlier, where in the movie it like takes up his whole pectoral and then it takes up his whole shoulder, where I intentionally on Alpha Red here, his suit intentionally cuts the way it does, because I was influenced by Spider-Man suit. So it comes up the pectorals. Like this is my variation is the design there, the design element. But like if you can see all the way up here, like it doesn't cover the whole shoulder. But because we're trying to keep it movie accurate here. I can't keep it movie accurate. We're just gonna go for, we'll do the spider. That's what we'll keep movie accurate. Sorta, kinda sorta. It is cool. It's more Scarlet Spider-ish of a chest spider. But as I was thinking it through, I was thinking that I wanted this to look more like a Todd McFarlane Spider-Man. Because as I'm doing the exercise that I was talking to you guys about the past couple of weeks, where I'm attempting to do a cover as if someone asked me to do a cover for some popular comics. So the new Avengers is coming out, and it has Spider-Man, Wolverine, Daredevil, Ms. Marvel, and Luke Cage after some kind of large event. Everybody else is dead or missing or something like that, and they come out of the rubble, that group. And so as I was putting that together, that cover, and I can show you the progress. The progress has been slow because Alpha Red takes center stage. Number one, I had to have a schedule that I want to keep for Alpha Red. And I only work on things that are not Alpha Red if I am on schedule. So I was behind schedule. So I had to just stick with completing Alpha Red, which I did on Friday night. Before midnight, before it struck midnight, I finished Alpha Red number 9. And it was supposed to be done by July 4th if I were to truly keep my schedule. But because my wife wanted to put in a parking pad in our backyard because the kids are parking all over the backyard, and she didn't like that it was killing the grass. So I had to take a 2-week pause on Alpha Red, rented some equipment, excavated the backyard, parts of the backyard, and put in a 20 by 20 parking pad. But all that to say that as I was doing the research for drawing a cover worthy of a variant cover, I decided to take my own advice and go back to my favorite influences and allow their styles to kind of like take center stage. Instead of doing it my way, kind of studied what Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man, what made Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man worthy of all my great memories why it excited me. So I deconstructed Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man and just came up with a couple of principles that that kind of dictated what made his stuff kind of exciting. And it is definitely not something that I would naturally do, because I naturally preferred Jim Lee. And so Jim Lee has a much more, I don't want to say realistic, because it is more hyper realistic than it is like photorealistic. I bought some Red Coat by Ghost Machine to enter a contest. I don't know, Banff. I don't know if you heard that Ghost Machine was doing a cover contest. I know that you guys were talking about contests on James Sullivan's Artists in Progress live stream. And if you guys aren't watching that, that's a fun time. Art, what's it? Drawing the Beast? Is that James Sullivan's YouTube channel? They go live on Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. and they typically go till 10 o'clock. But they have gone a little bit later, I've noticed. So many guys on there. And Banff is on there every now and again. I don't know if your internet connection allows you to join them or not. But it is what it is. And so part of what I noticed that Todd McFarlane does is the blue parts are very black. He has a couple of highlights that he uses to kind of give you a little bit of form, but for the most part, the blue parts are very black, and his webbing is very, very tight. Lots and lots of webbing. He likes to throw the leg over Spider-Man's head. So we're going to do a lot of that as we pull it in here. He's going to have a lot of webbing. So maybe I'll just do like a netting for now. Whilst I'm just sketching it out. But when I go back in, I'll make sure to do like a tight, like the scooping of it all. Solid looking Spider-Man. Great perceived the moment. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I think it's just kind of an automatic pose. I know that Todd McFarlane uses this pose a lot. It also reminds me of Eric Larson, Spider-Man. But that was some of the most exciting drawings of Spider-Man as I was beginning my comic book collecting journey. So I'm going to put some of these principles into practice here as I was studying Mr. McFarlane and see if I can't achieve some of that energy that that he was known for, and going to go with a lot of detail when we get to the inking stage and see if that can achieve some of the excitement. All right, that's tight enough, I think. Methinks. So we'll go in with the blue. Blue, blue, blue. Is it blue? All right. So we'll start with the highlighter blue to keep it kind of bright and fun. And we'll go in with Sharpie light blue, which even though it's light blue, it can get pretty dark pretty fast depending on the paper. So I'm just gonna follow my pencil line here without being a slave to it as I interact with the colors there. Yeah, I had to, I felt like I had to watch the Spider-Man movie sooner rather than later, because the YouTube channels I watch in the background. Sometimes I just have them playing in my ear as I go about my work and drawing, and I am not close enough to stop it from going to the next video. And it gets all like, I'm like, no, I didn't want to hear that. So now that I've seen it, it's nice for me to just be able to listen to all the spoiler stuff and hear their review on it. And they're much geekier than I am. They have so much more knowledge about the characters. I thought that I knew a lot, but that's only because I talk comics with normies and I'm educating them on a lot of comic book stuff. But the comic book guys who get online and talk comics, they are much more knowledgeable. Brother Patrick Daniel says, yes, loving the pose as well. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you. Brother Ernest in the house. I saw Spider-Man yesterday with the kiddos. I didn't like it as much as the last one, but it was okay. Brother, it was okay. I did like it more than the other one. So I'll disagree. We can agree to disagree. I hear that Spidey does some superheroing in this one. Yeah. So the best description I heard about it was that it's good because he gets to be the hero in the movie, whereas a lot of the other movies, when there's so many characters, they get drowned out. Let's see if I have an orange highlighter. I don't know if I have an orange. I do. I got an orange highlighter. I got a red highlighter. We'll just start with the highlighters. Highlighter action. Because we can always get darker. Cannot always get lighter. So, and the highlighter orange can be like the highlight light. But yeah, I enjoyed it more than the last one, No Way Home. No Way Home was better the second time for me. So maybe if I watch Brand New Day again, I don't know. Maybe I'll like it less. I liked No Way Home the second time because I actually watched it on 2 different flights. There was a connecting flight. So I watched the first hour and a half on the one flight, had to get on to another flight. And then as I was going on the next flight, I was able to finish it up. And that that what do they call it? Intermission was just what the doctor ordered to kind of break it up. It was I don't think it was serious enough. I don't know if it wasn't serious enough. I don't know what it was about it the first time I watched No Way Home, but it felt a little long. There was the scene that I'm thinking of where they're in a lab and there were just too many jokes. I was like, okay, you guys are funny. I get it. But like it was the like Peter, like Ned calls out for Peter and they all, yeah, what? And it went on for too long. I don't know how it might not have gone on for long, but I was like, okay, we get it. They're all Peter. Got it. Can we move on? But it was certain things like that kind of annoyed me about No Way Home. But it didn't have that in here for me. So it was just enough time. Like it wasn't too much movie. But I also did miss the first 10 minutes. So I assume it was the first 10 minutes that I missed, because you don't know how much you missed because you missed it. I came in about half an hour after the scheduled time that the movie started. But so I intentionally wanted to miss the trailers because the trailers can be garbage sometimes. So I was intentionally missing them. And then my daughter, who was meeting me at the theater after work, came in just a little bit late. So I was waiting for her and missed what I assume were a lot of the parts that you see in the trailer. Brother Ernest says, it was good. I liked all the cameos from some of the villains. I liked it too. That was a lot of fun. It is because of J. Jonah Jameson's not so subliminal tirades that a lot of people have arachnophobia. Yes. So I think that's what he was. They like him in this one. The whole city likes him. So that's not an issue. He likes them. They like him. He just gets to be a hero. There's the bad guy. And just, I don't want to spoil it. So we won't get into it too much. But he gets to do some heroing, you know? He doesn't get drowned out by all the cameos and all the other people who are in it. It's fun to have those people in it. And they had just enough of them in it that it made it a good movie. Like, I don't know how you guys feel about, I think it's the Dark Knight, whatever the second one, the Heath Ledger one. I thought that was a great movie that turned into a good movie because it lasted too long. And I think that's what happened for me with No Way Home. But this one did not do that to itself. All right. So let's just go right into the darker colors here, because we want to get to the contrast, get to the inks, the inkity inks. Brother Funk says, did you like our grand announcement of you as one of the special guests for Koinonia Con this week? I did not see it. I was waiting for it. So I have not been on social media much, but the times that I was on, I did catch Sergio, your thing for Sergio, and for Howard and Scotty. So those were the three people that I saw you highlight. So I will have to stalk you when I get done stalk you. But yeah, I will do a promo thing for you here sometime this week. It's been a busier week. I was finishing up Alpha Red number 9. I have that, and you guys are going to want to stick around to the end. I have a trailer for Alpha Red number 9 queued up as the closing instead of the normal Alpha Red theme song. We shall have the trailer for number 9 because the artwork is done. It is more than 50% colored. I feel like it's going to backlog on me again because I have to script it, and then I'll have to have Josh Shelton expedite the letters again, as I always seem to, because I want to hit a deadline and it creeps up on me so fast. But I feel like I'm staying ahead of it this time around. Staying ahead of it. So I was pretty happy. Friday night, finished up the page, and ended up staying up for another half hour or so, just kind of looking at everything. So I'll have to print everything out and then start the script. I don't script it until it's all done because of how long it takes me to get to the end, and I inevitably change some things. I always want to add some storyline, some story beat, something. And so I save it to the very end and see what ideas that I had while I was drawing the pages will make it into the final cut, and what I have to kind of leave kind of for the future or just leave behind completely, because new ideas will pop in, and that's how it works out. Brother Ernst says, it was a good movie. I just think that with all the history of Spider-Man, they went that route with the villain. Very true. Very, very true. That would be a complaint of mine too. But it just, it is what it is. They did it well. Not what I would have done. Kind of out of the blue, for sure. But yeah. Where's the con? It is in some valley. What is it? Castro Valley? California. Castro Valley, California. 45 minutes outside of San Jose. Coina Neocon. Yeah, Castro Valley. See? That was out of my brain. I didn't even read that. Brother phone. I got to look that con up, see how far south I would need to drive. Sir, yes, sir. That'd be cool. That'd be cool if Banff came out. That is on the West Coast. West Coast. Where Banff resides with bad internet. Bad internet and all. Fun. That would be fun to get some of you guys out there. Do a little meetup. Drink some Vietnamese coffee. Yeah. With the egg. Right, Brother Phone? With the egg. So my wife had me doing another semi-big project. We had some leftover pavers from the parking pad project. Hey, say that 3 times fast. No. So we figured out how many pavers we had and what kind of shape we could create. And we had enough for a 9x6 space. And so that was Friday night and Saturday. So Friday night I worked on it until about 8:30. Came in, took a shower, and then stayed up until about midnight to finish up Alpha Red number 9. Because I was so close. I was like, I just want it to be done. And then my wife said, well, you promised me you'd work on that grill pad that goes underneath the grill. I was like, all right. Happy wife, happy life. So went ahead and did that. Started it till it got dark. Fortunately, but unfortunately, it's brighter for longer. So we worked later. But got her done. Got them both done. Finished up the pad about 3 o'clock. 3:30 yesterday. Grilled on it this evening, and it was very nice because it did rain. That is a kind of a bummer. When it rained, I would stand out in the mud and grill, even though it would be done raining. I would have to stand in the mud. Stand in the mud. But I did not have to stand in the mud. Stood on a beautiful patio of my own doing. So very, very cool. About 5.5, 6 hours. Ah, the shortcut. Was the shortcut driving faster? Did you add it 1.5 speed? Instead of 65, it'll be 100. 100. One and a half speed. Yeah, no, that'd be super, super fun. Super fun. So I'm actually going to be at a library tomorrow. I was invited to a library, Comic-Con. This is the 3rd year, I want to say, that we did it, that we're doing it. And it really is like, if you stick around, you start getting new fans, because your old fans, you're going to lose some. Not everybody remembers you. Not everybody is an actual fan. They saw you once, they really liked you, but they're not going to keep coming back out. But there's people who are excited to come back out to the convention at the library and see me and pick up new copies of Alpha Red. So you just got to hang in there. You build up a body of work, continue to put stuff out there, and people will come to pick up the new stuff. So, trying to think through the strategy of crowdfunding. I don't think for the normies, for us normal folk who don't have a following, like a big Marvel fan base or something like that, that we can draw from. I don't think we'll do as well on Kickstarter, because I think the mainstream creators who are leaving are finding success on Kickstarter. So I'm making enough to pay for all the things that I used to crowdfund for. But I want to invest a lot of this stuff into the future. So I'm going to have like an early bird, have some variant covers that will be more, which will be the crowdfunding, the main crowdfunding vehicle. So you get not only the limited edition variant cover, but you will get a free regular edition along with it. So I'll do all those things at the same time. And so when you buy early, the exclusive stuff, which I hope to have done and printed by the beginning of September, if I can get my rear end in gear, you'll be able to start ordering those in September and October. And then by the end of October, no matter if I sold all of the limited edition variants, you will be able to, then normal people will be able to purchase just the regular edition for the normal $5. So that's the plan for right now. I don't know if that's a good plan. I don't know if that will work or not, but that's the idea. That's the game plan the alternative that I have come up with. And hopefully you guys will support me in that. I did think about like blind bags, because I did get suckered into a terminal blind bag, and they cost an extra $1 with the promise, not the promise, but the opportunity to possibly pull a terminal number 17 by Art Adams. That's crazy. If he's got 17 of them kind of in the bag, that's crazy. But I did not care for Terminal, the first issue number 1. I guess you could have pulled issue number 2 also. But so I liked the David Finch cover. So I bought the David Finch cover. And then I said, maybe I could get like a sketch cover. If I pull this blind bag, pay an extra $1, already bought the one that I wanted for whatever regular price, $5, $4.99. And then $5.99, I get the opportunity to maybe pick up something special. So I open it up, and you want to guess which one I pulled? That's right, the David Finch cover, the one that I had just bought. But I didn't open the blind bag until I got home. I should have opened it there and traded out the one that I bought for a different cover. But I waited until I got home. Like a dummy. Like a dummy. Bam says, through the farmlands. That's how he gets the shortcut. Patrick Daniels says, only going to take me 39 hours drive. Wow. May have to miss this one. Darn it. Next one, Patrick. Next one. Bam says, Patrick, hit the nitros. A big Abigail Cook says, I love Alpharette. Thank you, Abigail. Thank you for popping in here and telling me that you love Alpha Red. Thank you, Abby. Brother Ernst says, a solid plan. Only 39 hours. Yes. Lanamania says, number 7. Doubly special. Yes. Now I have two of the covers that I wanted, but I paid an extra $1 for the second one. C'est la vie. All right. I think I am ready for the... Oh, I do have the dark reds then to go here before I go into the inks. So I am super excited that Alpha number 9 is complete. Stay tuned if you haven't heard. I have a trailer for issue number 9. No spoilers on that either. No spoilers. So because I don't spend a mint for the colors, my colorist is top notch. Love the colors. Doesn't always get the colors just right, but I don't pay him a lot. So, and I've noticed that if I ask for revisions, they take a long time. Not only do the revisions take a long time, but then everything seems to come to a halt. So I have learned to just say thank you, looks great, and then fix the minor problems myself. Just do it myself. So that's what I spent the day doing today. Yesterday, I finished up the parking pad. I thought I would do what I did yesterday evening, but I just didn't have the mental capacity to do it. Could not spend the energy. But I got the last 3 pages that have not been sent to the colorist. Got that ready to go because I'm photoshopping in some old backgrounds to save time. So nobody's picking up the originals anyway. Let me know if you guys want any of the originals. I sell them for $30 a piece at shows, and I've been selling them in dribs and drabs since I started doing that. It's very satisfying to know that people have a little piece of Alpha Red. And you never know when it blows up. You might be sitting on $1 million and you bought it for 30. See what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Now, I wouldn't hold your breath. Wouldn't hold your breath on that. But it's fun to think about. For sure. fun to think about. Lotomania says terminal number 7 was released, not 17. Ah, very cool. Very good. Did you happen to pull that, Lotomania? They are implying they have a lot of terminal issues finished already. With 5 people writing and drawing, they should be. Yes, I know that they're sitting on it. I know that David Finch, whose issues I'm actually looking forward to. I was never a huge Andy Kubert fan. He did okay, and I picked up almost all of his X-Men, but he was not as exciting, obviously, as Jim Lee. I think his work tends to be a little flat, is what I think of it. Now, his terminal artwork is probably the best artwork that I've seen him do. So kudos to him for bringing the A game. But I was, out of the 2 Kubert brothers, I'd preferred Adam. I thought he did better with the form. But it was really the story that I didn't care for. It was too complicated too soon. So I thought David Finch was working on issue number 7, Lotomania. Correct me if I'm wrong. My lung capacity isn't what it used to be. Well, I forget what we talked about up here. Solid plan. The nitros. Is that what you're saying? Or the running through the farm fields? Is that what you're talking about? Maybe. But yeah, so I had heard the reason why I had the rumor that I heard about pulling one of the, like, issue number 17 was because Art Adams is notoriously slow in drawing, and so he probably has his story arc maybe started, or at least one of his, I think his story arc is supposedly a 2 or 3 issue story arc, and so they put it like way down the line in the hopes that you can get 2 or 3 like in a row, no interruption. And then I heard that David Finch was 7 through 9, and then Andy Kubert comes back, and then Mr. Art Adams. Mr. Art Adams comes in and has a go. All right, I'm gonna do the webbing, the old webbing. Hopefully this all comes together well. When the inks come in, you get the old dynamic pose. McFarlane Larson inspired pose. I did not look at any of their artwork. This is just kind of me remembering some lessons from when I was doing the exercise that I started. I can show you guys it's right behind me. This was the exercise in trying to create a cover that somebody might ask me to do. Like if I had the assignment, somebody said, "Hey, James, we need a variant cover of the New Avengers. What would it look like?" And so as I was putting something together, I was using Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man, Jim Lee's Wolverine, John Romita Jr.'s Daredevil, and then probably David Finch's Luke Cage. And I don't remember anything about Ms. Marvel, Captain Marvel. So I will likely just get my influence from Mr. Lady Artist Jay Scott Campbell. I just have been looking at his artwork whenever I need to draw a female. He draws the prettiest girls. I try to use Jim Lee as a influence for my my women, and they didn't come out as feminine as J. Scott Campbell's women when I use his artwork to influence me. So I just started using J. Scott Campbell's women as kind of just an exaggerated female form. It's just appealing to look at. And I thought, maybe I'll just go to J. Scott Campbell's influences. He cited some artists and cited some models from like the early pinup models, and do not go down that rabbit hole, because I thought the 40s and 50s were a little bit more innocent, but some of these pinup models very naked. So I'll just stick to J. Scott Campbell's artwork as a reference, because there's this move towards what it feels like a move towards authenticity, and the standard for authenticity is like fully your own style with like no influence from anybody. And to me, it just sounds kind of unrealistic, because I am very influenced by all the artists that I see. And if I want to get better at a certain aspect, like hands or poses or whatever, I just go to my favorite artist if I want like the masterclass of that particular thing that I'm struggling with. But it seems like if anybody catches a whiff that you used somebody else's art to influence the picture that you drew, and you didn't credit them profusely, that you are some kind of thief. I don't know who can stand up to that standard of originality. So I would just use my peoples that I'm influenced by and try to draw as much like them as I can. And I assume that my artwork will begin to evolve, and I will have to look at their artwork less and less to achieve the same level of desirability or the look of it. Bamf says, holding your breath for $1 million. Oh yeah, for the $1 million. Well, you gotta buy the original art first for $30, and then you hold your breath. So if you make it, fantastic. If you don't, I got $30. I'm just kidding. That's just a joke. As you can imagine, the blind bag releases are already pirated. 7 is an Art Adams issue, but there's nothing special in it. Really? So it is. Okay. Art Adams is number 7. Okay. Neil need Adam Hughes, Miss Marvel. Ho, ho, ho. Is he? Oh, okay. That's right. He did some. Okay. I'll look to Mr. Adam Hughes as an inspiration for Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel. What do you think of Mary Cassatt portraits of women and children? So she has a very painted style, if I'm thinking of the right person, Abigail. I think if I'm thinking of the right person. And I just can't achieve that with the line work that I want, that I can create. It's more painted works are like you see me laying down the colors for this. That's as colorific as I get, honestly. Lady Drawer Leonardi is his uncanny days was very fluid. Lady Drawer Leonardi. So Rick Leonardi, is that what you're saying? Drew women very well back when he was doing Uncanny. I got to buy the books first. Waiting for the next paycheck to get some spending room. Yep. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. So I'll have to check that out. The place that I discovered Rick Leonardi was Spider-Man 2099. And then I did go back and pick up some of his other stuff, but I don't remember picking up X-Men as I was trying to explore things that he had done. All right, I want to save that for, I want to save the webbing for the tighter stuff, the thinner pen. Let's see. There we go. Yes. So she does more of a painted style. So I mean, it's beautiful, obviously beautiful, but it is not something that I have ever tried. Just coloring is typically not my forte. And the only reason why I color the sketch covers, honestly, is because they sell better. They don't typically sell, like people pick up the black and white ones, but if I have the colored ones out, people will stop and they'll pick it up and they'll walk away and they'll come back, and then somebody usually walks away with it. So, and I can charge a little bit more. So there's always that. There's always that aspect of why I would kind of stretch my comfort zone and try my hand at some marker coloring. So I'm trying to add all the little details like Todd would. What would Todd do? What would Todd do right here? We just add some of those lines, and some of his lines are honestly just random. Feels like he did not understand anatomy completely. And I don't know if he would agree or not, but I can imagine he might say something like, it doesn't matter as much as you think it matters, as long as you're making it exciting and you've got that energy. There's a uniqueness to old Toddy's Spider-Man, instantly recognizable, and you just cannot argue with that. And as a fan of his Spider-Man, it's an unexplainable kind of phenomenon when you can't put your finger on what it is about Todd's art that you like. So you say it's so detailed, lots of detail, but the detail as an artist don't necessarily make sense. And clearly, because of his popularity, it doesn't have to make sense. Just gotta hit you right in the feels. Just gotta feel that energy. Gotta just go for it and understand it later. You gotta take it home, bring it home, and figure it out later. and see if you can copy it. That was the hardest part, trying to copy it. I remember one of my art projects was to create like a drawing on a piece of like wax paper that then you would cook onto a dinner plate, and it'd just be a plastic dinner plate, but you would have this picture on it that you drew. And so I wanted to draw a Todd McFarlane Spider-Man with all the webbing and all that craziness, and it looked pretty good. I never ate on it, I don't think. I just used it for decoration. I don't know where it is anymore, though. Don't know where it is. Don't know where it is. Bam says, I'll drop you some issue numbers to check out. Yes, 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 yes. Please do. Looks great as always. James reminds me of the early 2000s Spidey. Yes, yes, yes. Like I said, it's so I didn't realize how much Mark Bagley's stuff looked like or was heavily influenced by McFarlane's stuff. So until I started looking for McFarlane stuff and ran across a lot of Mark Bagley stuff, and it has like obviously slightly different styles, but the energy, the big eyes. He did the mask very much like Todd McFarlane, but like with more human shape underneath, where Todd was just like a big ball or a balloon. Mark Bagley had like his nose and stuff underneath it. So I think maybe that's what you're seeing. You're seeing like a Mark Bagley, early 2000s Ultimate Spider-Man kind of look. Got to head out. Looking good. Take care, everyone. Thanks for stopping by, Bam. Thank you for hanging out. A lot of Mania says art is a lot about intuition, which is why it's art and not science. Todd and Jim were doing stuff no one has perfectly replicated in nearly 40 years now. Yep. Agreed. And we've been trying. It doesn't stop us from trying, I gotta say. I continue to go back, and that was something that I rediscovered here not too long ago, a couple of months ago, when I did a cover for Union of Justice. Union of Justice is a comic that is coming out. I thought it'd be out by now. I thought, well, I guess it's not August yet. He said August. So you should start seeing some information about Union of Justice, where Alpha Red is a part of a team up that is, I honestly don't know too much about the story. I've actually read the comic. He sent it to me digitally. So Alpha Red has some cool pages in there. But as I was doing the cover for that, I rediscovered my love for Jim Lee's artwork. And I've been slowly kind of re-adding it to my influence. I'm allowing his old X-Men art to seep back into my art, which for the longest time has been more Joe Madureira influence, just because of the energy that Joe brings to storytelling and all of it. He's got some shapes and shadows that are just, that help the form leap off the page, honestly. So I've been kind of obsessed with Joe's artwork for a long time, but he doesn't have as big a body of artwork as some, and he's not creating as much new art as some. So, and it was probably the return of Jim Lee to Hush that also probably got the juices flowing. For show. Yeah, I wish I was better with colors, honestly, but I can only seem to do like regular lighting. I can't do like the more special colored lighting where, this would be like half of it would be purple and you would see only glimpses of red. Like my brain just does not, it does not compute to my brain. My brain wants to do like the whole color the correct way. So I'm going to put in all these extra little details, quote unquote details, before I put in the webbing, because the webbing will just be very kind of like brainless. I won't be thinking about where other things will go, only whether or not the webbing is moving in the right direction. Because I've seen a lot of artists put the webbing in the wrong direction, and it drives me up the wall. And as I'm thinking about it, I jinxed myself. I'll probably I will probably come up doing it in all the wrong directions. All right, I'm gonna go in with the black, with the inks. Let's just go kind of crazy. This is what I learned when I was studying Todd's art. All right, that's going to take too long. Let's just go crazy. Let's go crazy here. Let's go crazy. Does Prince have a song? That's what popped into my head. So there's a lot of black in Todd's Spider-Man. All those blue, all the blue tights. It's like he went ahead and poured ink onto those areas, and then just gave it a lot of, I don't know if contrast is the right word, but it had a lot of visual boldness. Whether it was right or not. I know a lot of artists will draw the blue parts here, like mostly black almost. I think Alex Ross even depicts a lot of this area as black with like a blue kind of shimmer or shine. But old Toddy boy, he had most of it black. Most of it black. So Erik Larsen also did it similar. There was something less appealing. Not appealing. How did Lotomania say it up here? It's art, not science. Yeah, it's hard to replicate. But with Erik Larsen's, it was just like too repetitive that it felt like, I don't know, uninspired maybe. Brother Funk says, "Are you sure that wasn't drawn by Todd McFarlane or Eric Larson?" Great work as always. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Patrick Daniels says, if I can scroll down here, won't let me think. I'm liking the black a lot. Yes, it definitely has its appeal. I know that whenever I was doing that larger cover, once I recognized what was missing and I added the mostly black, it immediately had this boldness to it that it did not have before I made all those lines black. So just trying to deconstruct what made their images so appealing. And then I think I can go in with the thinner. Hopefully the thinner one will. Let's see. All right, I'm going for the webbing pattern, right? So you got to think about the roundness of his calf. It makes me think of my sons who like to go to the gym, and they talk about how much they hate leg day, but they're happy that they are half Asian because they say they have better calves than other people at the gym. So Asian people have big calves. I don't know if that's a universal thing. Maybe Brother Fong can confirm or deny whether or not Asian people have good calves, large calves. They just make fun of guys with small calves because they have decent calves, and they chalk it up to being Asian, half Asian. Let's see. All right. I think. Me thinks. This is gonna look good. Me thinks it's gonna look good. So I really kind of started liking Spider-Man again after John Romita Jr. and J. Michael Straczynski started working together. So for a long time, that was my definitive Spider-Man. And JRJR's webbing is much more sparse than Todd's. But it worked for me. But as I'm studying Todd McFarlane's version, I realized how exciting it is to have all those extra lines. So that's what we're doing. We're doing the Todd. We're doing the Todd. Lots of lines. Lots of lines. And now, nope, not quite ready yet. Do this. Lots of lines. Like previously, I would probably do much less of the webbing. But here we go. Here we go. So you still have to think about like it's going around his calf. His superheroic calves. Must be part Asian. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying. Rumor has it, Asian people have good calves. Never thought too much about it, but apparently the boys, they notice. They notice if they don't have good calves. All right, that's the middle. Let's go up the middle. I know Jim Lee says that he does not like to draw Spider-Man because it feels like it's like a nothing more than like a 3D rendering. He says the webbing drives him crazy. I think it's like therapeutic. I don't know. You kind of turn off your brain a little bit and you can kind of just have fun. Kind of matching up the things. Matching them up. Trying to give it as many as possible. And if you believe Rob Liefeld from his observations, he said that the editors would give him and Todd McFarlane a hard time because they use so many lines. They would say, we don't pay you by the line. Just do less of them so you can produce more artwork faster. But they did not listen. That was kind of their signature, was lots of lines. And I mean, it pays off. It reads as if the artist is taking more time with the artwork, and you reward them by buying it. So it sets them apart from all their contemporaries who are only putting in half the lines. I gotta say, it is a little tedious. LOL. Yeah, I guess Spider-Man's webbing is like drawing a 3D wireframe. I can see that now. Yeah. That Jim Lee, he's a smart guy. He came up with that when he was talking to, I think, Stan. Or no, I don't know. I don't remember exactly when he confessed that, but he's like, I would hate to draw Spider-Man monthly because I wouldn't want to draw all those webs because it's boring like a 3D model. Like, I'm going to give it a try. If they offer it to me, I think I'd say yes, at least for a few months, and then give it my best shot. Hit me with your best shot. Burr, burr, burr. Come on, hit me with your best shot. Therapeutic and yet tedious at the same time. Masochistic. Is that what describes it? But you got to get them in. You got to get them in. And it visually is appealing when you get it right. It's satisfying to look at, I think, in my humble opinion. In my humble opinion or honest opinion. You guys know the when they put it in the acronym, do you assign it the actual words, or do you just look at the acronym and just say this is what they're thinking and they're saying it? Depending on how polite you assume that they're saying it, they could be saying in my honest opinion or in my humble opinion. I always thought it was humble until, some people who say I'm just telling the truth, And the truth hurts sometimes. That sucks. And that's just not nice. But if you say humble, in my humble opinion, that's like a more passive way of expressing your opinion. But it sounds like the image guys were not so humble, and that irritated some people. But it seems like people who are a little bit more braggadocious just get the attention, whether they've got the talent to back it up or not. And it's our fault for always paying attention when lippy people, arrogant people are saying stuff, and you just want to push back. You say, you're just being arrogant. And we don't like that. But truth be told, they are characters, and they kind of keep things interesting. Whether you want interesting or not, as a personal preference. Some people like it boring. Some people thrive on the chaos that comes with bragging and having to prove that they got what it takes to put their money where their mouth is, kind of thing. So it's always kind of interesting. Takes all kinds. So it's got to go this way for. So what do you guys think? Is it worth it? All these little webs? I can see where it'd be hard to keep a monthly schedule if you're doing this kind of webbing where it's all super duper tight. Super dupers tights. So did everybody watch Spider-Man? No Way Home? No Way Home? Or Brand New Day, I'm sorry. Hopefully you saw No Way Home by now. One more shoulder to go, guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out and closing out the weekend with me. And don't forget to stick around for the trailer for Alpha Red number 9. That is coming right up in about 1 minute as I finish this up and read any straggling comments. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. I think it turned out a lot better than I thought it was going to. So very glad that you guys hung out. And let's see what I missed. Patrick Daniel says, so much webbing, so much. You don't have to tell me. It was a lot of webbing, for sure. Lotomania says, you said you were at the Hershey, PA convention. Are you in Pennsylvania? I grew up in Pennsylvania. I went. That's like a homecoming for me when I come back to central Pennsylvania to do any kind of convention. So I grew up in Harrisburg. I was down at the Hershey convention, and it was great to see everybody. So awesome. So awesome. It's so cool how much motion you have made in your still drawing. Thank you, Abigail. You're so kind. So kind. With the webbing. Yes. Thank you guys for hanging out so long. So without further ado, I'm going to show you the trailer, but I'm going to sign off now. You watch the trailer and you leave a comment whether you liked it or not. All right. So until next time, until next week, grace, peace. We be.
Wes, we appreciate the thought, but we're on duty.
Instead of gifts, we need your expertise. These prototypes need field testing.
to defend.